Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to the home of Ferrari here in Maranello, Italy. Today I am fulfilling a dream. I actually came here to the factory about 5 years ago for a tour and always thought, what would it be like to pick up a Ferrari from the Ferrari factory? Well, today that dream is coming true. Today, thanks to my incredibly generous friends at Ferrari, I have been given access to this beautiful Portofino M. Unfortunately, the weather is absolutely horrible today. It is pouring down with rain, but at least I get to test out wet road mode. But yes, what an iconic entrance. The first ever Ferrari was delivered out of that very passageway. Enzo Ferrari's office himself used to be just around the corner, so he could see all of the cars leaving the factory. I have a feeling today is going to be very special. We're going to jump inside the Portofino and we're going to take it up into the hills, which are kind of that way up into the clouds. Pinch me, people. I can't believe this is happening. Can't believe this is about to happen. I have the key to this very, very special Portofino. It's got a little slot for it to go just there. Now, normally I'd walk you around the outside. The two challenges I have today, one, the rain is not helping with kind of bits of water on the lens, but also it's quite a sensitive area, this, in terms of filming outside. So let's just very briefly talk you through the cabin of this car. It is a beautiful specification, this car. It's a really interesting format because it's a 2+2 and there's two perfect pup-sized seats in the back. There's a hard retractable roof. I don't think I'm going to be dropping that anytime soon. And then the Portofino, the M stands for Modificato. So it's the Portofino, and then what Ferrari do is like almost like an in-life upgrade. So the M got some enhancements to the engine, it's got a different gearbox, and all importantly, it's got a race mode on the Manettino. So I've now got 5 positions on the Manettino. I don't know whether I'm going to be using all of these today. Wet, comfort, sport, race, and ESC off. Those top two definitely aren't going to get it. Everything else is on the steering wheel. So I've got my indicators on the top for my thumbs just there. I've got 2 paddles behind to change the gears. Start, stop, the magical Manettino. On the right hand side I've got my windscreen washer and wiper blade controls, and on the left hand side I've got my headlamp controls and then the magic bumpy road button there as well. And everything else, there's in front of me. Should we start the car? It would be rude not to. So everything's on. I've got my key in the car, so if we just... The screens have come to life. I've got a big analog rev counter in front of me, red line just after 7,000 RPM. Let's kill the stereo. And then 2 TFT screens either side. One currently showing on the left hand side my kind of temperatures, and on the right hand side my speed in kilometers. And then I've got the master screen there, which is touch screen, where I can control a whole bunch of stuff, and then air conditioning controls down here. And that's pretty much it. So I think we are ready to go. We're going to head off into the hills. I think I found a route that we can kind of explore. Put my glasses on. So let's pull this Ferrari. Just pull the right hand upshift paddle. Hopefully they're going to let me go. I think he's going to just give it a bit of windscreen wipers. I'm actually driving a Ferrari out of the Ferrari factory. This is insanity, absolute insanity. And I'm going to turn left actually. Nervous? Yeah, just a bit. Come on. It's going to let me out. Here we go. I'm driving a Ferrari in Italy, people. I never in a million years thought that this would ever be possible. As I said, I can remember coming here a few years ago now. I wasn't really doing YouTube at the time, and I had a private factory tour and it was amazing, and I just thought, I wonder what it would be like to come to Maranello and to collect a car from the factory. How cool would that be? Well, we're doing it today, people, and you're coming along for the ride. Oh, right, we're out of Maranello now, heading up into the hills. And it's such a shame because when I arrived in Italy on Wednesday, the weather was actually quite good and you could see the hills in the distance, and they're very beautiful. They've got vineyards on them, and it's been raining solidly for the last 2 days. Now, talking to the locals, that's great for them because Italy have had a really dry spell recently, and all of the agriculture around here really needed the rain, and apparently the water stocks are a bit low as well. Sadly, it means that visibility isn't great today for filming. It also means that, being the soft top lover I am, I can't drop the roof. Well, I could do, but I'd get absolutely soaking wet. But immediate impressions of the car, I am quite intimidated today, not because of the power, but I'm driving a very expensive Ferrari in Italy on the opposite side of the road than I'm used to, in a left-hand drive car in a very busy town, and you know, getting out of Maranello was whew. Anyway, I've managed to hook my phone up. I've got Apple CarPlay on the go, and I've set a distance. Now, I've only got the car for about 3 hours today because I'm flying home this evening. So I've just been having a look on the map. I've set the place I really wanted to go was, there's a mountain in this direction, but it was just a little bit too far, sadly. Now, this morning I have had a private guided tour of the Ferrari factory, mainly the V8 car assembly, so F8 Tributo, Roma, Portofino, and also there were a few SF90s hanging around as well. Saw the assembly of the engines, an absolutely incredible place. And then the latest building, which houses the Corsa Piloti and Corsa Clienti, where you can buy and then Ferrari will manage for you things like the FXX program cars or the X Formula 1 cars, and that's right next to the Fiorano test track. Very special place. And as you can imagine, sadly I couldn't film any of it which was really gutting because there was some really cool stuff around, but absolutely incredible experience. But let's hopefully wait for this traffic to die down a little bit, and I'll tell you more about this very special car. It's opened up a little bit. Being super gentle on the throttle. There's a lot of standing water, but Ferrari gearboxes are so sharp and so precise. And the Italians love to overtake in very interesting places. So this car has 620 horsepower, all through an 8-speed gearbox. So one of the things the Portofino M has is an extra gear, slightly longer geared at the top end, in 6th, 7th and 8th gear, and that's a lot to do with emissions and also to do with fuel economy. But why couldn't it be a sunny day? There's a beautiful vista over to the left, I'm sure. The road's now starting to kind of open up a little bit more. It's got a lovely weight to the steering. The time I've got with this car is kind of so short. I just want to try and take you on the journey with me, experiencing my first ever drive of a Ferrari in Italy, the home of Ferrari. It's not so much a review, it's more of a kind of experience thing. My reviews have always been more experiential, you know. I always say, if you want to find the stats, Google stuff. I'll tell you the stuff you can't Google. I'll take you along for the ride, for the special feelings, for the anticipation of something, or for the, you know, in this case, kind of the intimidation factor of driving. You just overtake there, mate, that's fine, that's all good. Of driving a Ferrari in Italy. I never ever thought I'd ever get to do that. I think we all dream as kids. I was walking around the museum today and there was an F40 there, my favourite Ferrari of all time, the P4, and I had an F40 poster on my wall, and I idolise Ferraris, and I've now started to be able to drive some of the most iconic Ferraris, recently driving the Dino and the 308 back to back, and then more contemporary cars like the 812 GTS last year, the 488 Pista. I have driven a Portofino before. I'll put a link above actually. I drove one from Goodwood on a media day. Really, really special. It's the first actual kind of access to a press car from Ferrari I got. But to drive a Ferrari in Italy with the beautiful Italian villages and the vineyards and the countryside. Oh, today's special, people. Today's really special. Now, I think this looks like a pretty nice bit of road. The sat-nav image is nice and twisty. And it looks relatively quiet. Very bumpy. Maybe I'll employ bumpy road mode. I'm in bumpy road mode now. Oh look, there's speed bumps and everything. Now we're heading up into the hills. Now we're going country. This car, in terms of ease of drive, it's super easy. You could literally get in this car, stick it in D, and off you go. It's really not a difficult car to drive at all. It's a nice size for placing on the road. Oh, look at this road's pretty special. Oh, Pete, you found a good one. Yeah, it's bumpy. Oh, wow. What a road. This may well be one of the best automotive experiences I've had. It's mega. This road is so narrow though, oh my days. Well, I've reached the destination I was aiming for, as high up into the mountains as I could get in the time that I had, and I've even managed to find a helipad to park the Portofino M on. And an absolutely beautiful backdrop. It's such a shame the cloud's so low, but it has kind of stopped raining for a little bit. I thought I'd just walk around the car a little bit, and I know the Portofino isn't everyone's taste in Ferrari, but actually for me, it ticks an awful lot of boxes. Actually, for our lifestyle, it's great. It's got 2 spaces in the back for the pups. It's got a retractable hardtop, and I think it just looks absolutely stunning. It's a really accessible car to drive as well. For sure, it's powerful, 620 horsepower. It's got plenty of go. It sounds amazing. Turbocharged V8 soundtrack. Really, really very beautiful thing. But sadly, I don't have a great deal of time today, so I now need to head back towards Maranello, find some more tight and twisties. But what a day. What a car. What a place. Loving Italy. Here we go, coming down the other side. Still very, very wet. Taking it super easy. I'm actually in sport mode. I haven't been in comfort or wet mode. I'm just in sport mode and just being gentle on the throttle pedal. And actually, so far, only a couple of times has the traction light come on, and it's a pretty confidence-inspiring car. And on these lovely roads, I mean, oh, come on. Wow. I'd love to be doing this on my bike. What a bit of road. Here's me coming down this hill in a Ferrari. I've got some dude in a Mercedes van behind me, absolutely on it. They do like driving spiritedly in Italy. Wow. It's not so much changing gear in this car, it's playing a symphony. Changing up or changing down, the engine the engine tone changes. You got such a variety of amazing noises coming from that lovely V8. So I honestly think I found my perfect Ferrari. It's got 2 seats for humans, 2 seats for the petrol pup and the petrol pooch. It's got a drop top and it sounds amazing. There may well be faster Ferraris, there may well be Ferraris that sound better. There's V12 Ferraris, there's more performance oriented Ferraris, but for me and Mrs. Petrol Ped and our lifestyle, this is the perfect Ferrari. Now, just need to work out where I'm going to get all the pennies from to buy one. I can imagine us living with one of these. Very nice. Doubt I'd ever get the keys off Mrs. Petrol Ped though. She'd be driving it all the time. I'm just in a way it's frustrating because I don't think I've used past half throttle. This car's got so much go. It's got a lot of torque and it's delivered from very low down the rev range. There's not a hint of turbo lag in this car, even though it's a turbo. It's very, very usable and oh man, what a road. Fog. Just back off a little bit. Well, what can I say about this car? It's one of these reviews there's not a great deal I don't like about this car. Come on guys, it's dream territory. Absolute dream territory. Beautiful fit and finish. Having seen the cars being built today in the factory, the level of craftsmanship from the men and the women at Maranello is something else. As a manufacturing engineer, the thing I also found just amazing was the processes, the way the factory's been designed is so impressive. And then you get to actually experience the finished article on an Italian road. Yeah, it's a special day. So we are now back in Maranello. I always find I can't speak Italian, but whenever I come to Italy, I always end up kind of dropping into a very bad Italian accent. Maranello, and you have to kind of use your hands as well. My last 300 meters of driving. Gutted. Although it is quite cool because I get to rock up and drive into the iconic Ferrari factory entrance. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool way to end a pretty amazing day. And then hopefully just park it up outside. As long as the car park space is still there, which it is. Woo! Let's park it up. Now while I'm doing this, manoeuvring a Ferrari outside the Ferrari factory, I've got some massive thank yous to say. Huge thank you to Jason at Ferrari North Europe for arranging today. Thank you for all the guys here at Maranello for hosting me. Incredible factory tour. And yeah, that's how you do it. Back safely where we were this morning. Engine off. Wicked. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. If you have done so, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care guys.